Yo, why is the light on in your room and you're not even there? Because I left it on. What's the big deal? The big deal is the light bill. I'm the one paying it. Bro, you complain too much. You sound like a broken record. No, I sound like a father teaching his son responsibility. Responsibility? You a joke. What did you say? I said you a joke. Nobody takes you serious, bro. Not even me. I worked my whole life to make sure you never went hungry. And I'm a joke? Yeah, a joke with bills and no respect. The only joke here is letting you think you can talk to me like that. I don't understand how you think this is. Now get up. Pack all your clothes and get out of my house.
Good evening and welcome to Give Me a Break. I'm John the Carmody. What you just saw there was a child disrespecting his father. You don't ever do that. You never ever disrespect your mom or your dad. You never ever do so. If you think you're going up and prove to them that you can pay their bills, whatever. Listen, just because you're grown, you're an adult, does not give you the right to disrespect your mom and dad. That doesn't give you the right at all. And don't even bark at your father.
You need to stop leaving the water running in the bathroom. Can you just turn it off? It's not a big deal. I'm busy. Busy? This is the 4th time you left it running. So? You don't got a job. I'm the one paying the water bill. Bro, you always complaining. It's just water. Just water? You think money free? Nothing broke like water's gonna make us homeless. You better watch how you talk to me. Nah, you watch how you talk to me. You officially lost your mind. Son, are you doing drugs? So fucking annoying. Always talking. Should I be worried about you? Bro, leave me the alone, man. What do you want from me? Next time, turn the water off.
Damn.
Yo, why is my car full of trash? It's just trash, bro. Don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry about it? I just cleaned it yesterday. It cost me $40. That's on you. I ain't cleaning it. You serious right now? You took my car without asking, and then you trashed it. Bro, it's just a car. Why are you crying over some crumbs and cups? You know what? You gonna clean it, because I'm not. I'm tired of your disrespect. You got all this time yelling. Go use it. Go clean it. I ain't got time for that right now. You better stop playing. Bro, you act like you got a G-Wagon or some shit. Your car is ugly, bro. I'm not cleaning it. There's nothing that can... Damn! I need my car clean, spotless. You got 1 hour.
Or how about when you tell your father you don't need him, or how about when you slap your father?
Yo, what did you do with the rent money? What money? I don't know what you're talking about. I gave you the rent money yesterday and told you to go pay the rent. I don't remember. Listen, you better stop playing with me. The landlord is texting me asking me for the rent money. What did you do with it? Bro, can you leave me alone? Where is the rent money? I'm not gonna ask you again. It's not even my fault. What are you talking about? What's not your fault? I used it. What? I thought I could make more money. I took it to the casino. I didn't win. I lost. You used the rent money to gamble. Bro, it's not that deep. I thought I could make more money. You know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you. You're acting like a little girl. The landlord can... My legs, man! Drag yourself out of my house and don't ever come back.
Drag yourself out.
Yo, why is my money short? Bro, you always crying. You better stop playing with me. Did you touch my money? No, I didn't touch it. Don't lie to me. I know when you lie. Oh, are you God now? I'm your father. I know you. Now, where's my money? Bro, why are you tripping over $50? Because it's my money. Yeah, I took it. So what? Are you stealing from me now? Bro, stop acting like $50 is gonna kill you. You always broke anyway. Listen, young man, you got 2 hours to bring me my money. I ain't got time for that. If you want your money, you... Get out! Damn! 2 hours. My money, or pack your clothes and get out.
Damn!
Yo, you didn't... Yo, did you take money out of my wallet? I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody else lives here. Still not me. So the money just disappeared on its own? Maybe you lost it. No, I didn't lose it. You took it. I didn't take nothing. Tell me the truth. Oh, yeah, I did. You're stealing from me now? That's not stealing. You're my dad. You didn't ask. That's stealing. I don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you go do something instead? You bored or something? Excuse me? You heard me. You were so disrespectful. I'm starting to... Did you just... Yeah, I did. You were annoying, man. Pack all your clothes and get out.
Okay, a couple more.
Yo, pull your pants on. What? I don't want to see your butt. Bro, you always got something to say. And I'm going to keep saying it until you respect yourself. You don't tell me what to do. I'm a grown man. You're a grown man. Where's your house? Where's your car? Don't worry about me. You didn't even finish high school. Oh, okay. This house ugly anyway. As soon as I get money, I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And you're nothing. I fed you, raised you, put clothes on your back, and I'm nothing. Yes, oh, you're deaf? I said children. Bam! I'll pull your pants off and go take the trash out or something. Yo, come here. Huh? Stand up. What now? Care to explain why I got a $200 charge in my card? Sounds like a you problem. Excuse me? It's not that serious, bro. Just pay it. First of all, I'm not your bro. And you think you can take my card without my permission? It's only $200. It's not a big deal, Dad. I don't care. You're a grown man. You don't just take my card and do whatever you want. Get a job. I don't need a job. I got a dad. Do you think I'm playing? Are you really mad over $200? It doesn't matter. You didn't ask. Man, shut up.
Oh.
Did you just... Yeah, you heard me. Shut up. You're tripping over $200. God damn. I need that 200 by midnight. Yo, come here.
Here's the lesson to be learned here. You don't ever, ever disrespect your parents, your mom or your father. They raised you. And just because you still live with them does not give you the right to treat them like garbage. You never do that. You never, ever do that. Remember the Bible. Honor thy father, thy mother. I may be religious, but I'll tell you this. I respect my mama and I respect my father. Still ahead. Could you survive a car crash, even if you were a dummy? There's more from the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety as we start to look deeper into these offset crash tests. That's still ahead, so please stay with us. Bank house, 6-7, 6-7. The viral thing that's going on social media, the 6-7. Well, how about this? Imagine you saying 6-7 at school and your teacher gets tired of it. So, it's just like this.
Stop saying 6'7". It's not freaking funny. I'm only 6'2". You better not like this video and comment 6'7". You better not freaking do it. You better not freaking subscribe. Stop saying 6'7". It's not.
Even though it was just a joke. Or how about the say 6-7 one more time? I don't know why. About the whole say 6-7 one more time.
Say 6-7 one more time. We're going to call your mom in about 6-7 minutes. Let her know how you interrupt my class 6-7 times a day. And then maybe she'll take your phone away for 6-7 days. Say 6-7 one more time. We're going to call your mom in about 6-7 minutes. Let her know how you interrupt my class 6-7.
That's how it is, you know? It's the original viral video.
6'7". Damn, how tall are you? 6'7". How many people you got to go home? 6'7".
It's just it's just a joke, but don't do that at school. It's going to get you in trouble. And not only that, you're going to end up not being able to get all your stuff together. Alright. The thing that people need to understand here is that we all get the jokes. But what people need to understand so far is that, you know, we don't care. And you know, when I just don't get people why they just don't get the common sense. Like, If you want to goof off with your friends, fine. But don't do that during school hours, because otherwise it's going to get you in a whole lot of trouble. As we start to continue this new season of the show, one of the main issues that's always been focused on my agenda is to help kids and parents, to teach parents how to teach their kids how to stop bullying and speak up. And it's all over the news. Here's an investigation from 12 on Your Side. This is from Columbia County Schools.
Thanks for joining us for News 12 at 6 o'clock. Now streaming live on WRDW+. I'm Zaina Halliburton.
And I'm Will Rio. First up tonight, a situation that hits close to home for so many, bullying in our local schools.
Last week, a heartbroken family announced their 11-year-old sixth grader, Aiden Lee, took his own life after being tormented at Harlem Middle School. Columbia County Public Schools can't say much while there is an investigation into these claims, but there's a critical piece we can look at, the school's code of conduct. 12 on Your Side Investigates is digging deeper.
That's right. Aiden Lee's family says it's too soon for them to sit down and talk with us about what exactly happened, but they did tell us that they do have a mission, and that's to share Aiden's story so that another child's life may be saved. We know that many of you at home had the same questions that we do about bullying in schools, so we started asking those questions and started looking at what solutions are in place for parents and kids. We previously shared the story of 11-year-old Aiden Lee, his infectious smile taking social media by storm. It's that same bright smile that's now shining a light on a glowing and growing issue in our community. Aiden's parents reached out to News 12 to understand why all of this happened. They claim bullying was the reason he took his own life. 12 on Your Side Investigates found Georgia's anti-bullying laws do not require districts to provide training to teachers or other school staff on how to prevent or respond to bullying incidents. Georgia has anti-bullying laws that do prohibit bullying and require schools to report, document, and investigate incidents. The laws do require the Department of Education to develop and post on its website information regarding anti-bullying training programs and materials that have been deemed appropriate for use in local school systems. That's according to StopBullying.gov. Schools are required to include a bullying policy in their student handbooks and code of conduct. Columbia County's bullying policy is this: bullying is a pattern of behavior to include written, verbal, physical acts, or through a computer or other electronic technology occurring on school property, on school vehicles, or at school functions. It has to be so severe or persistent that it impacts a student's education or causes substantial physical or visible bodily harm. Here's a look at what happens to violators. The first offense, principal's discretion up to 3 days suspension. The second offense, principal's discretion up to 5 days suspension. Third offense, recommendation for long-term suspension or expulsion. 12 on Your Side Investigates also found students take an annual anonymous health survey at every school. Last year, more than 50% of students at Harlem Middle reported being picked on or teased at least once in the last 30 days. Nearly 40% said they had been bullied or threatened in the last 30 days at least one time. And more than 40% said they'd been bullied by being made fun of or rumors were spread about them at least one time in the last 30 days. And we did reach out to the Columbia County School District today to ask about how they investigate complaints for bullying and how parents and students can be sure that they're being listened to. We have not heard back yet. If you do want to check your own child's school health survey, we'll have that link to our story online at WRDW.com.
This weekend, families from across the area will meet in Augusta this weekend for a suicide prevention walk. It starts at 11 o'clock Saturday morning at Pendleton King Park. It's put on by a local chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether you're walking, volunteering, or donating, your support goes a long way towards showing others that they are not alone. It's free to register and participate. We'll have a link to do so on our website.
And not only is this month Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October is also National Bullying Prevention Month, to where if you're being bullied, you can share your story. And you know, all this month we're also going to be talking about bullying. And I'm going to be wearing the red and blue just to mix up the purple. When you wear purple, you're standing up to bullying. And schools and families are encouraged to know about bullying. And like we talked about last season, last season we focused on a lot about bullying. Then on Saturday's Second Look, we're going to be teaching you the hints, tips, and tricks. We're going to tell you some more tips in just a moment, but we're going to tell you some more tips next. Still ahead, more crash tests. Offset crash test that just goes off center. Better than the government's test. It's Brian O'Neill and the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety when we return. Stay with us. Like I said before the break, October is not only Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it is also Bullying Prevention Month. That's to indicate that schools need to be taking a stand against bullying. And throughout the 9 years of this broadcast, our mission is to help people stand up to bullying. Which is why several years ago, I created the Stop Bullying Speak Up group on Facebook as a way to help people, as a way to start to help people learn how to stand up to a bully. Because not many people know how to stand up to a bully. Nobody knows. And so for my group, we have a lot of people who are learning how to stand up to bullying. This was from Dax Pauly, who posted about it on the group. He posted some photos. We don't need abusive behavior in our country. I love when people get butt hurt about the truth they can't handle. The truth they probably just mumble every time they talk. When I speak the truth, they can't handle the truth, and I always post appropriate things. So, porn should be against the no need people destroying flags or any inappropriate behavior. Girls and girls should never dress inappropriately, concerning that people are doing bad behavior. Okay. Porn should be against the law. Well, that's not about porn. I don't know what the hell he's posting about porn. Then what Trevor Ellis did, the man from Energy Nation. This is from the download. This is from this link, which I'm about to show you. This is from his rhythmic storytelling. A lot of people don't know that bullying hurts people. Back in April, I met somebody who used to be a teacher and who would always stand up learn about bullying. He's a 35-year-old veteran school teacher with Stop Bullying experience. He's got to be here. And I'm happy to have people come on the show, come on this broadcast to help learn how to stop bullying and speak up. But, we had a bullying incident here in Flower Bluff that we talked about last season, and the person who posted it her post was deleted. Lisa Lafayette, by Delpha. She posted saying, Teen's Potential. Sarah Tyler. back in March, she posted a fundraiser for her daughter. For her daughter. And one of our great members from the person, Hey Ugly, you need guilt from Hey Ugly. Stop feeling bad for outgrowing people who do the chance to grow. And I've had people, there's a lot of people who are, and so far she raised over $100 bucks. You want to get to her, then if you want to help her out, then that's what you can do. Go on Facebook.com and look up Stop Bullying, Speak Up. And you too can learn how to stop bullying. Learn how to speak up when it comes to stuff like this. And like I've always talked about here, we've got to tell these kids that telling is not tattling. I mean, it's easy for me to say, but so difficult for a lot of people to really grasp or hold on to the situation. Look, if you got somebody that's bullying you, you don't know what to do, you've got to find ways to handle it. And we've got to tell these kids that telling is not tattling. I said this often enough. I said this last season. Dr. Phil knows a lot about bullying. It's got to stop. It's all about calling someone a bitch or a whore or whatever. I'm very passionate about this topic, and so is Alyssa Lamb. We're both against bullying.
I think
We're both against bullying. And if you were to ask us what advice we would give to y'all, our advice would be to unplug. That is a virtual world. If you're going on chat rooms, people are saying, go kill yourself, unplug from that. You erase that, it just goes away. Now, does that mean they're going to bully you at school? No, but you've at least stopped that. And like I said before, we've got to tell these kids that telling, like I've always said, telling is not tattling. So if you're going on chat rooms and if you're being bullied, you go tell somebody that you're being bullied. Well, tell it like we often hear oh, nobody likes a tattletale. Well, telling somebody that you're being bullied, you're being victimized, that's not tattling. It is not tattling when you tell somebody that you've been bullied. If you've been bullied before, you know exactly how it feels. So what I gotta say to y'all is, if you're being bullied, reach out. Talk to somebody. You have your principals, your assistant principals, your parents. They will help you out. And clearly, we've lost touch. Because with bullying, it's like the bullies can fight back. And for parents out there who say, well, I'm gonna, have my child go fist fight another child. Here's some tips about cyberbullying.
What's the proper way of, when you're the victim, how do you handle it?
Well, here's the thing. It is so easy for me to say, but so hard for the Amandas of the world to do. Because the number one thing you have to do is unplug. If you're getting slammed on those sites and you unplug from the site, you drop them, you delete them, you're not there, then it's not hitting on you. Now, does that mean they're not going to tease you at school? No, but you've at least stopped that. And we've got to tell these kids that telling is not tattling. If you are getting bullied on the internet, if you're getting bullied in any way, going and telling somebody in authority, somebody in responsibility what's going on, that's not, because we tell, the teacher say, oh, nobody likes a tattletale. Well, telling somebody that you're being victimized and you're being bullied is not tattling. You need to reach out and get help. And I say to all the parents out there, this is not something it's just kids will be kids. No, this has gone to another level. This is the loneliest time a child can ever have in their life. You don't want to leave them alone.
Exactly. And not many people understand that bullying is wrong. There's lots of country songs about bullying, like this one. Don't laugh at me. Don't call me names. Don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. That's exactly right. There's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of celebrities who have been bullied. There's lots of advertisements that talk about bullying. And, you know, nobody cares about bullying. Nobody cares. It's like, oh, I'm queen here, you gotta respect me. It's just unacceptable. Because when you're bullying somebody, you're hurting their feelings. And you're making them feel alone in their lives. So here's more advice as we're going to continue.
This is from Lana. What's the worst mistake parents make when their child is getting bullied? What advice can you give to all parents today who face the same problem with their kids?
When you're being bullied, that is one of the loneliest times in a child's life, because the number one tool of the abuser is isolation. They isolate your child, and if they're isolated from you because you don't get involved, or because they're too ashamed to tell you because they don't want you thinking that people don't like them, so they hide it from you, then they can become very, very alone. And you don't want to leave your child alone when they're under attack. Secondly, don't run up the stairs of the schoolhouse with your hair on fire, yelling and screaming at the teachers. They're on your side. Bullies are smart. They don't do this in front of the teachers. They do it when they're not there. They do it behind the building. They do it in the halls. They do it on the internet at night. So they don't do it where the teachers can see it. The teachers are on your side. They want to help. So enlist their aid. Don't accuse them of being in this with the bullies. And then talk to your child and let them know that telling is not tattling. They need to have an adult that they can go to for help.
Of course. It's a silent epidemic. It's lonely. We don't want to leave our children alone when it comes to bullying. We've got to teach them that, hey, telling is not tattling. So if you're going on chat rooms and if you're going on chat and someone tells you to go kill yourself, you just basically unplug from that or block them. Now they'll just go back into another account or whatever. So what you gotta understand here is it's just trying to be understandable, We get these people nowadays. Nobody wants to go to school because, truancy is the number one excuse for truancy is when a child is being bullied. And so parent councils come up and they ask, okay, what's going on? And it's like, oh, I'm being bullied. Okay? If you're being bullied, it's like, who wants to be bullied all of a sudden? You'll make up any excuse not to go to school. The majority of kids who commit truancy, they're being bullied. And so they go and tell the truant, they don't tell the principal, the counselor, and say, hey, I'm being bullied, because they're afraid, like, oh, if I snitch on my friend who's picking on me, then I'm afraid I'm gonna get my ass beat. I mean, we have principals, assistant principals, school counselors. You got your mom and dad to help you out. You can't just sit there and say, I'm not going to say anything to anybody because I'm afraid like no one's going to help me out. They're there to help you out. And for the schools that are not doing it, they make mistakes because they don't have the proper tools or resources to do so. We have laws here and laws in every state that make it against the law to bully somebody. And when you pick on people, you make them feel alone. It is one of the loneliest times in a child's life. You do not want to leave your child alone. Nobody does. And everybody hates Chris. Chris has always been bullied. And it's just unacceptable to be hearing from parents that just sit there and tell them, like, here's a real story here. I was sitting outside the bar and grill, and I hear parents like saying, oh, like, I've been bullied or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And yet the parents are like saying, you know, go kick, the dad's like, go kick your ass. I'm like, whoa. Did you talk with the principal? Did you talk to the teacher, talk to the principal? They won't do anything. You will talk to the superintendent. They will take care of it. They ask you, did you do all those things? And they say, and you say, yes, we tried, but nothing's being done. The superintendent will take care of it. Every school website has a report a bully tab on their page, on their website. You go to the school website, you report a bully, you remain anonymous, and poof. They will take care of it. Even if they don't, they're still going to help you out. And look, these teachers are dedicated professionals. They don't do this for the money. They do it because they care. And don't think to yourself that you're going to rush through, up the schoolhouse, get with your hair on fire, making accusations, saying, oh, you didn't do anything to protect my child, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Look, they didn't do it because, you know, they didn't do it because they didn't feel like it, you know. If you feel like the teacher didn't do anything, you address it to the principal. Remember the story of Dangerous Hallways back in 2020? Remember the 2020 story called Dangerous Hallways? Two girls were being bullied, and and what happened was the victims got suspended. That's how it all leads to. The victims reported, and yet the spotlight turns back onto the victims. So what we need to do here is to address the issue. Just like back at Denny's, when they got hit with several lawsuits, they were like saying, hey, you know, we want to settle this so that we don't keep getting hit with lawsuits. We want to move on. We hire a new CEO and this, and that. But going back to the story, the board was all like, okay, let's have aides and walkie-talkies walk them to school, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And see what happens. There was no strategy. There was only, you know, this was only the thing. People just sit there and tell a school, like, look, I've been bullied before, blah, 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 nothing was being done. And so all throughout this month, we're focusing more on bullying. And if you want to share your story about when you were being bullied, you can do so on Stop Bullying Speak Up on the Facebook group. If you want more information on how to stop bullying and speak up, you can go to our newsletter at givemeabreak.substack.com with all episodes referring to bullying, as well as some video clips of certain stories we talked about. So we got to prevent this from happening again. How do we do so? we teach our kids to speak up. And if celebrities can teach you how to do so, so can parents. It's all got to be in the voice. So, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at one last clip, and then we're going to take a break. So we're going to watch this clip, and then we're going to take a break.
Yeah, stand up. Stand up. Okay? Now, she is an actress, okay? So she is used to playing parts here, okay? So I want you to just start telling her, stop, leave me alone, back off, don't you ever touch me again, and I want you to tell her at the top of your lungs.
Let me have it. You need to stop. Can you leave me alone? Don't touch me ever again. Stop.
No, I would say on a 1 to 10, that's a 2.5. That's a 2.5. This is a Hollywood star here. This is an actress. She's used to this. I want you to give her hell right now. Just tell her.
Use your hands. Get into it. Stop. Don't touch me ever again. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, well, no. Okay, wait right here. Okay, now I want you to use all of your skill. Tell me what we're wanting her to do.
You need to mind your own business. You're a bully, and this is all your own insecurity. I'm fine. Leave me alone and stay out of my life. Maybe give him a little.
All right, not bad. All right, now do it again. This is acting class, but it's for real. All right, doctor?
Allie, you have to step forward. You're going to be pushing forward. You're going to be using your whole body, your whole language, your eyes, your face, and everything. No, you're not getting near me. No way, no how. Okay? And Dr. Phil's right behind you to help you. Pretend that he's right there, and he's like a giant behind you who's going to help you.
All right, let's count her down from 3, 2, 1, and you go on 1. All right, ready? 3,
2, 1. Stop! Don't touch me ever again. This is ridiculous. I can't stand this.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Get out of my face. That hurts. Get out of my face. Just leave me alone. Go away.
That's how we do it. That's how it can be done. Coming up next, something that cars hate, something that will drive the cars insane, drive the boys insane, the offset crash tests. And even those small cars. Lee Thompson explains. Stay with us. Throughout the last couple of days, we've been showing you some crash test footage of all the cars we've seen. We've done small cars, we've done SUVs, we've done some regular cars, we've done SUVs, and four-wheel drives. Now it's all going to be about those small cars. And we've also been talking about the offset crash test. There's a difference between on-center and offset. Off-center and on-center. Years ago, the government conducted an on-set crash test at 30 miles per hour to a flat wall. Years later, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested out using the offset crash test, where impact occurs just off-center. Faster than the government's, and too fast according to automakers like Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors. Tonight we're going to show you some small cars, and judge for yourself as those 11 small cars are tested. Here's Lee Thompson.
They all claim that their cars have wonderful crumple zones, wonderfully strong safety cages. And we find that several of them did quite well. Others, their claims are not justified.
Beginning the test run now.
It's an auto safety test the government doesn't do.
$395.
For 3 years now, researchers at the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety have been conducting their own crash test to simulate what happens if two vehicles the same size hit like this, driver to driver, at about 40 miles per hour.
This test is now accepted around the world as one important measure of vehicle crashworthiness.
It's called offset testing, concentrating the forces on one side. The Institute says that's the way it happens in many serious real-world accidents.
We're talking about the kinds of crashes that produce deaths and serious injuries. This is a very common kind of crash.
The Institute's seen a wide variety of results, some of them very good.
Looks pretty good in there.
Others not so good.
The steering wheel is in the lap of the driver.
They've seen everything from broken legs to serious head and neck injuries.
This is the worst we've seen, I think.
Now the Institute is testing 11 small cars, including some of the biggest sellers on the road. The Honda Civic, the Ford Escort, and the Saturn from General Motors. All of these small cars have passed the government's head-on test. But how well will they do in the Institute's test? You're about to find out. The Insurance Institute bought the cars right off dealers' lots, just like you would. It ranks cars as good, acceptable, marginal, or poor. Dateline had no say on how the cars were chosen, tested, or evaluated.
Ready?
First up, the best-selling small car in America, the Honda Civic.
3, 2, 1.
First impressions are that this is, from a structural point of view, done reasonably well.
Even though the crash looks dramatic, there are no serious injuries. Take another look with the help of the Institute's slow-motion cameras.
The front crumple zone is absorbing the energy well, keeping most of the damage away from the occupant compartment.
As bad as it looks, O'Neill says this damage actually protects the driver.
You see this structural member all twisted and distorted? That's absorbed the energy of the collision.
So you want this?
You want that?
But near the feet, the floor is driven back as much as 9 inches. Too much to get the best rating.
Unfortunately, there was more intrusion down in that footwell area than we would like to see.
So the Institute rates the Honda Civic acceptable. This is the Toyota Corolla, also sold as the Chevrolet Prism.
It looks good because there's no major collapse up along here, and the rail area here is held together.
The good news is that the safety space, the area around the driver, is intact. But the footwell near the pedals has been pushed back 8 inches. Not a lot, but enough force that the sensors in the dummy say there could be a broken leg. So the Institute also rates the Toyota Corolla acceptable. The Saturn from the newest division at General Motors.
You see the wheel is driving outward, which is a good thing. It's not driving into the compartment.
The Saturn has less intrusion in the footwell area than most of the other cars tested.
The foot area actually looks pretty good.
And most of the dummy readings look good too. But O'Neill spots a different problem. This time, watch the steering wheel.
You'll see in the close-up the dummy's chest going into the steering wheel. It's not quite obvious, but that steering wheel is actually coming back. And that's loaded the chest quite significantly. The amount of compression that could potentially cause fractured ribs.
Not life-threatening.
Not life-threatening, but an unpleasant injury. Obviously not something we would like to see.
In all of the tests, the dummy is the exact same size as an average man. But what concerns O'Neill is that in real life, many smaller people sitting closer to the steering wheel might be even more vulnerable to chest and head injuries.
What could you expect if this had been a shorter person and the seat had been moved further forward?
The potential problem from that movement would be greater. So that's why we mark cars down for having bad steering column movement.
So instead of good, the Institute also rates the Saturn acceptable. This is the Ford Escort, a long-running favorite of American car buyers. Its sister car is the Mercury Tracer.
There's more dashboard movement than we'd like to see.
The right knee has hit the dashboard, and once again, the safety space at the driver's feet has been driven back.
And there was an indication of a significant injury to the right leg of the dummy in this car.
Significant meaning what?
A fracture, possibly even a multiple fracture of the leg.
But O'Neill finds some good news in this crash that's a lesson for other companies.
Virtually no movement of the steering column in the crash at all. That meant that the dummy movement was very well controlled by the airbag and the seatbelt system.
Good upper body protection. But because of the leg injuries, the Institute doesn't give the Ford Escort its highest rating either, but still calls it acceptable. The Institute gives 3 other cars, the Hyundai Elantra, Mazda Protege, and Nissan Sentra, the same acceptable rating. In fact, none of the small cars you've seen has gotten a good rating. And here are the cars that did even worse. This is the Volkswagen Jetta.
His left knee is wedged against the dashboard because the dashboard has been driven backwards.
The footwell area has been pushed back as much as 13 inches, more than any car so far. And the readings indicate injuries to both legs.
Some of the other cars we saw the possibility of some leg injuries, but now here we're seeing the possibility of injuries to both legs. In this car, you see more damage to the structure. It's beginning to collapse and buckle and allow intrusion into the compartment that's rather major.
The Institute decides the collapse is serious enough to give the Volkswagen Jetta only a marginal rating. This is the Mitsubishi Mirage.
It looks like there's even a tear in the floor.
The safety space, the crucial zone around the driver, has crumpled in several areas. The dummy's leg is broken, and the steering wheel is driven back so far the airbag can't properly cushion the dummy.
The dummy goes through the airbag because of that steering column movement, gets a blow from that, and then it goes back and gets a second blow on the back of the head.
How serious were the injuries to the head?
Well, they're not life-threatening injuries, but that double hard hit would be a problem. Potential concussion, obviously very sore head.
The Institute gives the Mitsubishi Mirage its lowest rating, 4. And watch what happens to another big seller, the Neon, sold by Dodge and Plymouth.
In this crash, there's major movement backwards, you can see from all of this buckling. So
the steering column has moved the most of any small car so far.
But you see the combination of the collapsing structure, steering column movement, is just not controlling the position of that dummy, so the injury potential is significant.
But it turns out there's a technical problem with the dummy's leg, so the Institute decides the Neon has to be tested again.
3, 2, 1.
If you ever wondered if these cars would perform the same way in a second test, just watch the films. Test 1 on top, test 2 below.
The repeatability of the deformation, despite collapsing and buckling and bending of structure, is very amazing.
The structural damage is almost identical the second time around.
I think this one is going to be very similar.
And the second test shows 2 broken legs, so the Institute rates the Neon 4. This is the Kia Sophia from Korea, newly marketed in the U.S.
Not particularly good structural performance. In fact, it's clearly poor structural performance.
O'Neill calls it major collapse. The safety cage has not done its job.
The dummy's movement was not very well controlled. You see how the dummy is flailing around. This is all related to the poor structural performance of the car.
The floor is driven back as much as 14 inches, the most of any car. Dummy readings show the driver would have had 2 broken legs.
We see this car as performing poorer than even the other 2 that we rated poor. This one does stand apart.
The Institute rates the Kia Sophia 4.
You didn't give any of the small cars your highest rating, a good rating. Why not?
We, in every case, had more intrusion, usually in the foot area, than we wanted to see.
And there's another issue. If they look like this in a test meant to show what happens when one small car crashes into another small car, just imagine what would happen if they hit head-on with a bigger car, a 4-wheel drive, or a truck.
The laws of physics clearly indicate that if this car were in a crash with a heavier vehicle, that there would be even more damage than we see here.
But some automakers say you shouldn't pay much attention to the Institute's test.
For a particular driver, how many miles would they have to drive to have that type of crash? How many years of driving? 65,000 years of driving. That's how rare this is.
George Parker represents an association of international automakers. He says the Insurance Institute test simulates an accident so fast, so severe, it almost never happens.
Is it something you really need to be concerned about? I don't think so. 39.9.
The Insurance Institute says it picked 40 as the test speed because among fatal front-end accidents, about half happen faster and half slower than 40. But even at that speed, automakers say these cars all did the most important thing. They prevented life-threatening injuries to the head and chest.
My reaction to the results, they did extremely well. You would have survived in every one of those vehicles.
In letters to Dateline, the automakers said their cars are safer than ever, meet or exceed all government standards, and have safety features designed to help you avoid accidents. Ford told us the Institute has a vested interest because it's funded by the insurance companies and cares more about cutting insurance claims than the cost of building safer cars. Chrysler wrote, "We strongly disagree with the ratings." In fact, Chrysler, GM, and Volkswagen all pointed out that on another set of rankings the insurance industry keeps, based on these real-world death and injury numbers, their cars get better than average scores. The Institute says those real-world statistics can be influenced by other factors, like whether the people driving were drunk or wearing their seatbelts.
The most important factor is the driver behind the wheel, but we know in today's traffic that however good a driver you are, unexpected events can occur, and then you hope you're in a car that will perform well in the crash.
Since cars can be hit from every direction, automakers say it's a mistake to judge them based on any one type of crash test. On that point, the Insurance Institute agrees.
So what we're telling the consuming public is, you don't just look at our test results, also look at the government's test results and find the cars that are doing well in both.
If you'd like to see how your small car did on the offset test, the government's crash test, or in those real-life statistics, or if you want to read more about what the automakers had to say about the tests, visit our website at www.dateline.msnbc.com. And don't forget the first rule of automobile safety: buckle up.
Coming up on Monday, we're going to look at those large luxury cars.
The government does not do the collision.
And those mid-sized sedans.
Last several years.
That's coming up on Monday. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. What's worse than quitting your job on camera? What's worse than just quitting your job? Filming it and posting it on YouTube. Take a look.
Let's do it. I just want to know why, like, my hours were cut the last 2 weeks.
Well, you want to sit down and close the door? Gotta change some of the dynamic of things. Labor wasn't great anyway. So, my solution at that point was to, until I fill my sales manager, and the sales manager is then responsible for my salespeople, just to kind of keep you out for a couple weeks, which is what I did, you know.
I just, one, I found it very disrespectful, for one, because I have rent to pay, bills to pay, living there for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the majority of the employees in there which they live with someone or they don't pay as much as me. One, I have things to do, things to pay. I'm not scheduled. When I'm the second best, I'm not gonna say second best employee, but at that point in time, the second highest rev employee back here in the department.
If that's your case and if that's your scenario, then I would expect the urgency and the performance and the, you know, just getting to customers and working while you're here.
But I am working while I'm
But
here.
it's not just revenue.
That's what your employees are here to do is revenue. That's what we're here to do. We're here to
That's
sell.
not the only thing though. So I get that.
The main objective of a person working as a retail sales associate is to sell. He or she may work in any industry, from selling shoes to cars or even electronics. This individual needs to have ample knowledge of the company's products, be sales-oriented, and customer-focused, which I was.
You put yourself in a position of a leader.
Correct.
Okay. So
If I was a
what are you
leader,
gonna do with that?
even though it wouldn't have happened if I would have been scheduled, or at least been communicated to. You could have at least told me, say, look, you know what I'm saying, there's things that are leading up to this right now, then my decision to do this, I really feel like it's best if I don't schedule you for the next couple weeks, or something like that. Give me a heads up.
And you know what? You're right. And absolutely. And if that was, like, to be honest, calling you and telling you, hey, like, I just don't think that I can schedule you right now because this, and that.
But there was at least one manager in this building you could have relayed that message to, in which they could have also relayed that message to me. Unfair for one, because one, Alexa told me, hey, you're going to work 5 days this week, at least 20 hours. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what days can they be the same shifts that I've been working? And the next thing I know, I'm like, I'm not on the schedule next week. What's going on? And she's like, she didn't schedule you? And then she wants to laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's disrespectful. So I'm not going to come back in there. If you guys text me, I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to do it like that, because at that point in time, it's just disrespectful. Even though Megan left and there's other things, switches, transitions, holiday season coming in, seasonal workers, all that stuff, I still feel like you should have relayed that message somehow, some way to me.
I need to know what you want to do. Are you, like, do you want to be here?
No.
Do you, okay,
I don't
so,
want to be here anymore.
okay, so
I can't do it.
that's what I need to know. You know, like.
And the message was clear. I basically quit 2 weeks ago when I found out I wasn't scheduled, and I found out other employees are basically telling on someone that's doing his job and hitting his numbers when they should be doing the same thing instead of worrying about what I'm doing.
Yeah, but
When I'm being observed, when you guys are seeing me on my phone, that's a different story because you're the manager, you know what I'm saying? But when it's other associates telling on other associates who's hitting his numbers when they're not, it's just disrespectful, and it's just, why worry about me when you should be doing the same exact thing?
I don't know anything about that.
She then goes on about how it's a high-performing store. Now, keep in mind, since I've worked here, I've been the highest performing associate in the entire store. Except this past month, I was second. Strange, right? High-performing store when you have a high-performing associate here helping with numbers, not being scheduled, and then being asked to come into work on a one-day notice.
You were asked.
Yeah, and then she gets mad. She's my lead, so I respect her, correct? So I feel like respect the two-way street here. She should respect me as well. So for her to get mad that I don't want to come in and say, you know what, it's all good. Don't even worry about it. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. And then not respond to my text, and then all that stuff is just why? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really worth it? I mean, is your hourly pay really worth it? People coming in and knowing on my YouTube, they want to take pictures on that stuff. It just wasn't me. It's just not me. And I felt like me being, I'm gonna say it again, disrespected, you know what I'm saying, and not being scheduled, and not just being, not even communicated. So I wouldn't have even worried about it. We wouldn't have this conversation right now if I was at least told, hey, look, transitions, things happen, seasonal, we're gonna bring some more people in, hours are gonna change, you may not be scheduled. If you are, great. If not, I'm sorry. Even if it was that, you know what I'm saying, I would have felt so much better, and I would have been like, you know what, it's all good. But because I wasn't relayed the message of anything or communicated to at all, like I said, disrespect, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I can't do it anymore.
Okay.
I don't want to work here anymore. I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
Okay.
I just don't want to work here
There's
anymore.
a form, so that you fill out and that you sign. Unless you're just gonna give me a verbal.
What is that, like a 2 week note? Is that a 2 week?
You don't have to give it 2 weeks.
I don't want 2 weeks. I don't want to work here anymore.
Okay.
I just don't.
We'll take that as just a verbal separation, and then I'll process it that way.
2 week notice. All you gotta give is just a 2 week notice, then you'll be good to go. We'll be right back with a preview of Monday's show and our next second look. Next week, we continue looking into more crash test results. We're also going to be looking into more Project Baltimore. And coming soon, we're going to have Monica Lewinsky, like I promised. It's just things are scheduled up, and I did promise you Monica Lewinsky. We're going to have that for you soon, alright? So just bear with me here as we continue season 9, alright? That's all for this edition of Game Break Friday. And also, coming up on our second look, more bullying, alright? That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Friday going to Saturday. No Second Look Saturday this week. We'll see you again with Second Look Saturday in 2 weeks. And we'll see you again for Give Me a Break Monday. For all of us here on YouTube, Give Me a Break, stop bullying, speak up, concentration, not strength. No jaywalking. Take care of yourself and each other. Good night.